are back in the Fox 43 kitchen with Chef Jacob from the Urban Farmer, and he is part of the Steakhouse, which is in Philadelphia, and you're partnering with the Lancaster Farm Fresh cooperative that is just kind of doing really farm to table. And you have a delicious meal you're going to be making for us today with all local ingredients. So talk about what you're cooking up.
So right now we're going to be making a blackened salmon BLT featuring some of the heirloom tomatoes from Lancaster Farm Fresh. It's definitely some of the best tomatoes I've ever had. Really excellent. What I love about it is when you start with ingredients like this, you really don't have to do too much to them. They're just delicious as they are. So
And look at that tomato. That's a big one.
So juicy.
All right. You cut them so much nicer than I ever would. Mine are always a mess.
Well, I guess that's why I'm a chef, right?
And I guess so. That does make sense. That's why I eat.
So we've got our Jail Island salmon here. Add a little bit of oil to our pan. When you blacken something, you want to sear it a little bit harder than you would otherwise, but not so hot where it burns.
Gotta get that good sizzle.
Pardon?
Good sizzle. So talk about the partnership here and why it's so important to do something like this in Pennsylvania when we are such a farm-heavy state.
Yes, absolutely. So working at Urban Farmer, part of our ethos, really one of the biggest parts of our ethos is supporting local farms, keeping everything local, farm to table. There are a lot of restaurants out there that claim they are. They do a little bit of it, but we really try to pursue it in the greatest extent that we can.
And it's good to get to know what other areas are, like you said, like this is coming from Lancaster County right now, and you get to have that interaction with people all over the state that are really the experts on what they're doing there.
Absolutely.
This also smells amazing right now.
Thank you.
So when you guys are coming up with these partnerships and you're doing this, then are you ever changing the menu to kind of adjust to what's in season and that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. Yep, summertime is my favorite time to launch a new menu, and what's really cool about the Lancaster Farm Fresh Cooperative is every week it's a different farm box. So people come in, they'll buy their farm box, and then I create recipes that they can take home with them to actually make the dishes that I'm running as a special that day. They can bring it home and make it themselves.
That's because, like you said,
I
it's
prefer
all...
to come back to the restaurant, but you know.
Well, again, but then they'll come
Not
back and
everybody
try,
has-
because you
not
said the
everybody
menu
has time for
changes.
that.
The menu changes, right? So they can
Absolutely.
always come back every couple of months and you'll have something new.
Absolutely. So it's in total, it's been a 9-week program. Still got about 5 weeks to go. This scallop dish that I made here with a zephyr corn succotash, fennel pollen, tangerine oil, it all features Lancaster Farm Fresh vegetables, and that's actually this Thursday. So you can come into the restaurant and order that.
And I love me some scallops. All right, so when we come back in the kitchen, we're going to assemble it all together and take a look at all of this delicious local ingredients. Danielle has a check of that Weather Smart forecast, and it's going to be a hot one this week, Danielle. So it may be just best if someone else does the work for you this week.
I like that idea, Jackie. I like it a lot. Looks great. I'll be in there in just a couple minutes to join you guys.